Hello and welcome back to my channel. Again, apologies for the big gap in uploading my content. I do have a shift in my work schedule coming, so I'm hoping that will allow me some more time to work on these. I do love talking about these topics and also sharing my amateur drawings with you. Today, I wanted to talk about insomnia. So, I'm talking about the insomnia as I guess, a spiritual ascension symptom and not sort of caused by physical things like having too much caffeine or looking at screens right before bed. So, I'm mainly talking about the spiritual side of insomnia here. And in my experience, I tend to have insomnia when I'm processing something, or lately it's been when I've been getting downloads from my higher self and the divine about my path and my next steps, or, you know, understanding situations from a higher perspective. So insomnia is something I've been experiencing for as long as I can remember. So even before I was more conscious. And I do remember when I had first moved out on my own, I had these periods of sleepless nights. And I remember getting up at 3 or 4 in the morning, just, couldn't sleep. So got out of bed and I would look out the balcony door and I would see in the building across the way that there would be 2 or 3 lights on, among, let's say, 50 windows. And I would just think, oh, those people are my soul family. Without even being very spiritual at the time, that was my thought. And I felt comforted to see those lights on, in the early hours of the morning. And I had a pretty long period of insomnia during I would say, my biggest dark night of the soul or ego death. And I do believe I did not get a wink of sleep for 8 days. While that felt torturous at times, I also had this knowing that everything was going to be okay and that, I felt comforted in seeing signs. And it was a period in my life where my spiritual ascension kind of really kicked off. So that was something that I was going through during that time. And, I'm even recording this message very late at night. So, and I have work tomorrow, but it just feels kind of like a peaceful time to do things. And I was talking to somebody very close to me, and he was saying he's at this point in his life where he sees his insomnia as a gift, as his time to just be in the stillness and have peace and do the things that he likes. So that really helped me, you know, keep a positive turn, take a positive outlook on insomnia itself. So there is a video by Sadhguru that I'd like to share, and I really like the message and letting go of that rigid need for sleep. He talks about going through phases where you may need less sleep at times or more sleep. So that really resonated with me because at times I sort of feel like I'm not normal because we're taught we have to get up early and go to bed at a certain time and, work 9 to 5. And that's just one way to live. There are so many ways to live. And it isn't about fitting into a box. It's about finding that path that feels the best for you. And, you know, honestly, I feel really inspired and motivated at night. Even when I was writing my master's thesis during crunch time, my best time to write was 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So, I mean, that wasn't sustainable, but I mean, I did it for a few weeks just to get to a deadline. But, again, it's waves, and you just kind of have to trust your intuition and the way life is flowing for you. And I just say embrace it. So ways I kind of cope if I feel it's getting too exhausting during the day. I try to journal or I would like record a voice note to myself just to get my thoughts out, which sometimes helps. And if I really can't sleep, I'll just listen to some music or try to listen to a very like a nice message, a meditation, again, without trying to be on the screen. So, just sort of embracing the night that way. Yeah, and if I really feel tortured, I had some really great advice from a coach who told me to just ask my higher self to help me sleep. So I could say something like, I really appreciate the guidance and all the messages coming to me, but I really, really would love some sleep tonight. And that sometimes works. So I would love to know what sort of tips and tricks you do to help you relax and maybe drift into sleep. And of course, before I go, I would love to share a couple songs. The first one, which is very obvious, is Insomnia by Faithless. So this is kind of how I used to feel about insomnia. So just kind of that I just need to get some sleep, it's really difficult, those periods, when I felt that way, but now I kind of feel more like the second song, which is Up All Night by Salt, and it's kind of a nice reminder of how the night can be fun and joyful too. So, if you're listening to this in the middle of the night, just know that you're not alone, and I hope, this kinda helps you see that maybe this is just your time to relax, and it's okay to be awake. It's okay to just feel and to, get your downloads or whatever is happening or process what you're going through. And again, please share anything that you think could help in the comments. And if you like the video, please feel free to give it a like. And I would love if you would also subscribe if you feel called to. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and I hope that you have a peaceful rest.